Okay. What's happening here? Why can't I pause it? Hello? There's no feedback. There's no feedback. I can't understand this setup at all. Ridiculous. Right. Hello? There's no feedback. There's no feedback. I can't understand this setup at all. Ridiculous. That's it. That'll do. I'll just see my ugly face. Right. Hang on, just get the phone off. Okay then. Kieran, you there, mate? Okay then, Steve. But I think we'll wait for Kieran now then. Right. Who's this now? Oh, come on. Where are you, Kieran? Let's go wait for Kieran now, Steve. How do we go? I see a scary face there. Mine is. Looks like somewhat paranormal. Kieran, where are you, mate? All right, I'm going to be with you in a minute. I'm just going to wait for Kieran now. Come on, mate. Where are you? Kieran, where are you? Hang on. Come on. Can't hear anything. No volume at all. Hang on, I'm going to bring Kieran up. Steve, can you hear me? Steve? Oh, come on.
Can anyone hear me?
I can hear you.
Thumbs up if you can. I can't hear you.
I can hear you. That's a delay there. What's going on here? Oh, come on. That's it. That'll do. That's just oh, for goodness sake. Anyways. Okay. Oh, come on. I'm going to have it on and on. Okay. What's going on here? Okay. Come on. Nope. Kieran. Come on. Kieran. Hang on.
The number you have called is busy.
Come on. No, hang on. You can't hear us.
You can't hear you?
No.
Your microphone working?
Eh?
Your microphone working?
Oh, freaking hell, hang on. Wait a minute. Microphone. Bloody hell. Wait a minute. That's so out of bloody sync I am. Wait. Setting up the device. Okay. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Hello? You can't. I can see Steve, but he can't hear us. I've just muted the Google YouTube. That's right, isn't it? Doing that, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the picture's not moving. You don't see me 5 seconds before, do you?
No.
So what's happening here then?
Oh. on, Mark?
Yeah.
Can't hear you. No?
Yeah. And, when I was on Google. I don't understand this at all. Though. Oh, come on, where are you, Kieran? Let's go wait and Kieran now, Steve. I supposed to mute that so I don't see myself. The picture moved, don't I? Yeah.
Yeah.
That picture of me now. I supposed to mute that so I didn't see myself. Don't I? Hey. Let's see what paranormal. Hey.
Yeah, I can see your microphone going up, but I can't see you in the chat. If he speaks now, I don't know if he can hear it, but if he speaks now, when he speaks, a little symbol should flash up when he's speaking, but I can't see that.
Oh. Oh.
I can see you when you're speaking. Next to your picture, 3 little dots saying,
yeah.
I can hear you. In the chat.
Yeah.
I can't hear him.
What do you have to do? What do you have to do?
I think it might be his microphone what he's got to sort out. I can see his picture.
Yeah.
Microphone, I can't see next to his name flashing when he's speaking.
Hang on. Steve. Oh, he's got to get the microphone working, doesn't he? He's just frozen there. Oh. Steve is.
No, Steve's fine. He's streaming all. I can see his picture now. It's fine.
Yeah, what have I done then?
According to your microphone's working. I can see your 3 little green symbols saying your
Yeah, Steve? Steve. Hello? Steve? You there?
So he's there.
Steve?
He can't hear you because it could be sound issues either.
No, I can hear you, Steve.
I can hear him.
I can hear you.
I still can't hear you guys.
There you go.
Ooh, what's going on here now?
You can hear him, Mark.
I can hear him. I can hear you.
Okay, I'll hang up then.
I can hear you.
Hang up now.
I can hear you. Oh, man. What do I do here now? Oh, it's ages in. I can't believe it. Oh. What do I do here? Hello. Oh man. Oh, I can't believe it. Oh, what do I do? Hello? Oh no, there's got one. Oh dear, please. Oh no, what's going on? What's going on here? Hello, anybody there? Hello?
Are we good now?
I can hear you, Steve.
There we go. We got it working.
We've got to work at last. Oh, goodness gracious. Sorry about that. I do apologise. I was just saying, it's just we're a bit like Kieran. Now, where's Kieran gone now? Nice to have you on the show. It's a bit late, better late than never. Not any of our fault. This is just see what it was. We haven't done a show for a long time, and I got fed up with the pop-ups of Google Chrome. I got rid of it, but the trouble is when I downloaded it back on again, they asked me for the password. Oh man! I go, what? I had to do all. I have to download it all over again. I don't know because I don't know. Can't use ordinary Google. I don't know. So I thought, oh, here we go. All right. So I'm really downloading it just for just for shows because you get all these stupid pop-ups anyway. Kieran, where are you, mate? Where's he gone?
I don't know.
Well, hang on, because what he did say earlier on, he says we'll carry on talking for a bit, and he'll try and join us later on, or because he's having issues his end.
I think I muted the wrong thing. Something about muting the YouTube thing, and I think I muted the wrong thing.
Yeah. You got to the YouTube thing because you got feedback from the Google Hangouts. You get feedback. You see, you get double tracking voices, you know, and all that. Kieran's had issues with his feedback. Who's that? Is that a voice from the grey? Is that a Kieran? Was that Kieran? Was that you, Kieran? He said he's had trouble with his he's been online all week. I don't know what it was. He's been having software issues and with his provider. So he may join us. Did I hear him just then? Did I hear somebody's voice then? Come on.
Mine or
anyway, he'll probably join us sometime later if he can. But if he's not able to, we'll just have to soldier on the best we can because usually we have the guests and we have the host, and he's the host and the co-host anyway. So Steve, when did you found Paranormal Quest then? You're a co-founder, weren't you? Yeah.
Yeah, co-founder. My friends and I, we always say, and it's kind of the truth. We all kind of met in prison. We all started doing volunteering, and eventually getting to do tours and work in the haunted house at a former West Virginia State Penitentiary here in West Virginia.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant! That is a massive place because you were. Was that the West Virginia Northern State Penitentiary? Because you were a guide there, weren't you? A tour guide there as well.
Yes.
You did the guided tours, I gather, as well.
Right.
You were a former guide there. Yeah. Wow. That must have been that must have been an experience and a half.
Oh, it was a blast.
Yeah. But it was a very active place. Is that a silly question to ask?
Yes, very, very active. It was at one time ranked in the top 5 most violent in the nation.
Top 5 most active places in the United States.
Correct.
Really, my God.
Yeah. Oh, which makes sense because it was one of the most violent.
Really. Yeah. I saw one last night. It was an old. Was it a mental asylum? Was it Brushing something? Blah blah. What's the name of it?
Oh, in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Brushing Mountain. Yeah, they just started doing tours there.
That's scary as hell. They went to the cafeteria and where the cells were, and that's an active place. You're hearing voices clear as human beings going, "Hey, whoa!" in the cafeteria and screams. Oh, it's horrific. I'm thinking to myself, are they putting those on? Are they got the people there? Is it that active? That is amazing because those disembodied voices were like clear as day. They weren't like whispers or anything like that. Just freaked me out. And cell doors opening by themselves right in front of them, and voices, and people clearing their throats, and whispers, and people shouting again. But the cafeteria, I was watching this video, incredibly active. Those poor girls, I think I'd just like to be in their situation. How the hell they just didn't fight or flight? They sort of just stood the ground. Hey, you ain't shifting me, boy. I'll stay where I am.
So a lot of times it happens so fast, your brain has trouble processing what, I just heard or I just seen something that I rationally shouldn't have. So you're like, okay, what happens next?
That's a good point. You mentioned that because what they saw in the cafeteria, there's a shadow figure moving across to the background.
Right.
And they took it down. Just check it out. It's G Team, I think they're called. 2 ladies.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
Check them out. There's part 1 and part 2 of that Pushing, whatever they're called, Tennessee. It's a mental asylum or prison. Sorry, prison. Yeah. There's part 1 and part 2. I've got that on. I sent that to Ghost Advice. That's the American FB, my FB club there, sort of forum where I send things. Very, very good advice to join them. They're really good. And I sent that part 2. I could send part 1, but part 2 is very active. So no, part 1. I may send it. I may keep toying with them. Just give them part 2 and then see what they say first. Maybe because sometimes it can be a bit funny if you post too much stuff on there. So I'll give them part 2 and I may consider part 1. Yeah, once I've seen part 1, part 2 is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. They loved it. Absolutely loved it. Left so many likes as well. Yeah. So have you done the rounds? So what other places have you done have you investigated in the United States? Other really active places, Steve?
I would say some of the more better known, if you will, would be Waverly Hills Sanitarium in Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah. Oh, I've heard these places. I mean, I wouldn't have heard any of these places went for Ghost Adventures and Taps and people like that. You know,
right.
GAC. Lizzie Borden House and things like that, and the Goldfield Hotel. And things like that. Amazing, yeah.
We haven't made it out west yet. We hope to someday.
Oh, go west, young man, go west.
There we go. Yes, it's a good song.
Go west, see what's out there. You'd be surprised. It doesn't have to be like a sort of elaborate, luxurious hotel or. It doesn't have to be like anything like or some old mansion to be absolutely active. It could be anywhere, couldn't it? It could be some ordinary.
I know there's some locations out that way. We hope to.
Yeah.
Hope to see. I want to see the Birdcage really bad.
The Birdcage. Could you elaborate on that, please?
Birdcage Theater is a brothel.
Oh right. I think I vaguely heard that. Was that mentioned on GAC? Was it by any chance?
I think they were there a while back.
Yeah, they've been everywhere. They've seen it all. More on the T-shirt. There's those guys.
Pretty much.
Bring out a place. I know because they do. I do also then just do the United States. I do Europe as well and the UK and Ireland. Well, that was part of our. Of course, very haunted, very very haunted country indeed. Ireland. Of course, that's good. They do that. They broaden their horizons. If teams do that, it's very good though. Unless they're running out of places to investigate in the United States, I don't know.
I mean, what's really nice about the paranormal and kind of looking outside the box, it's basically in a way a form of historical preservation.
Yeah,
raising awareness for these locations, and people pay to go investigate, tour, and then that actually supports the location. And unfortunately, over here, and especially in this area here, they just want to tear buildings down left and right. So we end up losing them forever. So that's one thing about PQ Paranormal Quest. We love to document the paranormal. We all have our own personal little views and what we're trying to do, personally. But we're also a bunch of history nuts. So we're all about historical preservation and raising awareness for that.
Yeah. Do you know somebody in the chat room there? I've just noticed this now. I've not been paying much attention to the chat room. Gino Bizarro's Ghosts say, "Hey, what's up, paranormal fans? Any ideas?" And if you get people in the chat room, you can come in there. You may know, I think people will go in their way in droves. I think when they're not going anywhere, this show's not going anywhere. The sound's been compromised, but I think because he says this is how you lose people. I'll be back, going out for a smoke, and I'm coming back. There's a big blank there. He's not been back yet. I just wonder if he's going to come back, Gina. Gina, come back. All's forgiven. We've sorted out the audio situation. It's been well advertised, the show, so you never know. You see people popping. Hopefully, you might see some people popping in. We have some talk of the devil. The Anna Nicole channel and paranormal. Hello. The Anna Nicole channel and paranormal says hello, Steve.
How are you?
There's me talking about people disappearing. No, they'll be back. And sorry, my name is Marcus Antonius. There on the thing. That's me. That's the little spanner symbol. That's me. That I got fed up with my own name. So that's. I've replied to say hi. So that's hi to. It's to say Anna. Hi, Anna. All right, there we go. See, Kieran might be joining us later on anyway. From myself and thanks for coming on, Steve. Sorry about the mess up there, matey. Sorry about that.
Oh, no,
Things happen. We've got on a show for a long time, and then the Google Chrome I got rid of because I got fed up with the thing. I was going to download it again for a future show, but I completely never got around to it.
I was at home and I was reminded it's going to be a video chat, so I figured, shoot,
Yeah,
right across the alley from the museum, so I ran over here. So
yeah.
we at least have the military stuff in the background.
Yeah. That's all right. I'm glad you can make it. It's 20, half an hour late. Never mind. These things happen. That's the beauty of being on the internet.
It's all good.
And your paranormal quest, of course.
Yes.
I'm just going to give you a plug.
We love what we do.
Oh, indeed, yeah. Oh, fascinating. I've been watching some of your videos tonight, so very good indeed. Very good. Excellent. Very professional. I think you give Zach and Taps the run for the money, mate. Very, very impressed. Very good. Very slick and very well. But I like the live streaming. That's a good idea as well.
Yeah, we started doing that a little while back just for fun and just throw up a vlog to keep the channel active. Because between Ryan does like 99% and nearly all of the editing, and of course there's evidence review.
Yeah.
He's got 2 jobs. Dave's got a full-time job. I have my artwork and the museum.
Yeah.
And Ethan's got a full-time job. So to do one of our episodes, just to go not really including the evidence review, because that's 4 cameras, 4 recorders. That's about 2 to 5 hours a piece.
Yeah.
Just the editing process for Ryan, it takes anywhere from 80 to 120 hours to do one episode. So it just, it might take a month to get one episode out or so, depending on our work schedules.
Yeah. Oh, I see, right. Oh, good God. It's got a busy schedule. It's just trying to fit things around work and things like that as well, isn't it? The investigation. Yeah.
And then trying to fit family in there. It's family's important.
Yeah. That's very important. That's true. Very true. That's a lot of traveling involved in the equipment. So it can be an expensive game. It can be.
Yeah, we run it on. We've been fortunate with what we have. I mean, even if we did have a decent budget for like equipment and stuff, we're all about simplicity. We quit using a DVR system, for example, because we get tired of getting to a location, taking an X amount of time to set the DVR up, making sure you have power for it. Because with our episodes, once we get there during the day, we want to have at least 2 to 3 interviews, quality historical interviews where we're investigating.
Yeah.
And that takes time and setup because we shoot one, tear down, move to a different location, shoot that interview, so on and so forth. So we probably spend anywhere from between 10 to 12 hours during the day doing B-roll, doing interviews, making sure the batteries are all charged, making sure we purchase batteries, grabbing a bite to eat, and then hitting the investigation right about dusk. And then, of course, we're in there from anywhere from 3 to 6 hours.
That's good.
So,
best time, dusk, isn't it? Can't beat it. The children of the night come out. The children of the night come out.
a lot of coffee and Red Bull.
Oh, yeah. Can't beat that. But again, it doesn't have to be necessarily during the night time where places are active. It can be active any time of the day. But there's something about the atmosphere at night. It just adds to it at night. Is it more active at night than day? Are they just the same? I don't know.
Well, we had someone mention why do you always have to or why do you always investigate at night? And one of the main reasons is our perspective, our point of view. Yeah. When you're shooting at night using night shot, you're not dealing with sunlight causing shadows. You're not dealing with a lot of vehicles driving by outside for sound and visual contamination.
People.
And you normally don't have a lot of people walking on the sidewalks, which gives you more audio, contamination. So you can absolutely investigate during the day, and we did a little daytime investigation at the prison a while back, and it turned out pretty good.
Yeah.
You had a lot of cars driving outside because the prison's right in the middle of town, so.
Look at Baptist Grove. I mean, that's quite active, but there again, you got a motorway next to it, haven't you, sort of thing.
when they started building the prison, it was in the middle of a field, and then the town grew up around it pretty much.
Oh God! Well, there you go.
It's not the largest prison, but it's about 10 acres inside the yard.
Yeah, it's like church. It's like how towns grow. There's a monastery or a monastery. The town would grow around the monastery in the medieval times.
Yeah.
And in this case, it was the prison. The town grew around the prison.
Yeah, a different type of church.
Well, I did an investigation at the old 12th century monastery. There's not much of it left now because it was broken up during not the restoration, the something to do with the monasteries, the dissolution of the monasteries, 1536. But the monastery itself, they made into a church afterwards. So the doorway was sort of nicked from the rubble of the monastery that was demolished. So the door, you think the church is a lot older. You think the church was, because the 12th century archway, beautifully ornate with carved figures. You think it makes the church look older than it is. And I think this church is really old. No, they nicked that from the monastery, where they dissolved it from the rubble. They just nicked nicked stone from, reused it. So the church is only 14th century, but the archway is 12th century. But it's beautiful. It's just reused it. So, well, they're never going to ask. And I never got around to doing paranormal investigation. We went in there to the church, St. Nicholas, but we never got around to doing paranormal investigation. But I've tended to make amends of that very soon. And the weather's nice and all that. Yeah. It's a very old church. It's an ancient monument in its own right. What, 13th, 14th century? So, but nothing's what it seems. You see at Kenilworth. This is up the road from me. Very old place indeed. Yeah. I've done paranormal investigation at Kenilworth Castle. Just sneaking. Nobody's looking. I don't know if they'd object or not, but I got nothing anyway. But it's too noisy during the day, like you said. Too noisy. If they give me permission to do it at night time, that's a different matter.
Yeah.
If they would, though, but it's 12th century Kenilworth Castle. That's when it was founded, early 12th. So,
I found out. What's that? Sorry.
No, carry on. No.
I found out that me personally, I feel churches, monasteries, places like that are very active.
Oh, indeed, yeah.
Because one of my more active pieces here in the museum is a prayer kneeler.
Yeah.
Would have been used in the chapel part of a funeral home here in the Wheeling area, which is just the city north of me here.
Oh yeah.
And you got to think. That's a lot of people, spilling their sadness, their hopes, their worries, their cares on that item. Exactly. That's a lot of energy.
A lot of energy has gone into it. So a lot of, indeed. A lot of tense energy has gone into it. Yeah.
I know the church I go to it has a very heavy energy to it.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of people that have had a lot of cares, concern, worries, and fears that go to the church to pray. They go there to be amongst other people for support and stuff like that. There's a lot of energy there.
There's something. You experience this. You could go into a place. You could sense an atmosphere. You almost cut people with a knife, couldn't you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Without even seeing anything or hearing EVP or an extra box.
Mom's going to bed.
What?
Stay where you are.
Hang on.
It's okay.
Hang on. So that's right. Yes. Thanks. Thank you for interrupting the show. Thank you. I told you not to interrupt me. Now throw me out now. Where was I?
Church's energy. Cut like a knife.
Yeah. I could say something that's just completely thrown me out. Thank you. I told not. I said, don't interrupt me. Don't interrupt me.
It's all good.
Right, where was I now? There's some places you can just know the sense. Something there before you catch an EVP or something. You hear out of body, voice like
Yeah, disembodied.
Disembodied. That's it. Yeah. So he's thrown me. I've completely lost it. Yeah.
I know my grandmother had a really interesting ghostly experience, if you will, at our church.
Yeah.
And our old church, we had an organ, and it got moved over to the new addition when it was added on in 1993.
Yeah.
But it was never used in the new addition. It was put into the choir room. It was just put into a corner out of the way.
Yeah.
It was up in the new kitchen, up in the older part of the church, and she heard the organ playing.
Yeah.
And she realized, like, wait a minute, that's not even hooked up over on that side of the church.
Oh my
So
yeah.
she said she hurried up and finished baking what she was baking for the dinner and left early.
That was quite that's something else. That really is. My God, there's things that people have heard organs playing and pianos playing, and that's at churches, things like that. Is they've heard things. Well, there shouldn't be anything there. Or they have the sort of recording music, and that encourages a response, don't they? They do things like that.
Music.
Train of thought right now. Sorry about that. Like you could, you just sort of bring some out like a recording. I think I watched the Ghost Adventures one that was used where it was an Indian settlement. I don't know where it was. They used native music, and they got response with music, residual music, maybe intelligent, not residual, playing back. They're playing the tape of this Indian music.
We had that happen in one of our older videos called I think the video is called Turquoise Spirit.
Yeah.
And they had handmade, new and old, used Native American drums and stuff in there.
Yeah.
And we were just getting started with the channel. Excuse me. We didn't have a lot of equipment, so Ryan played some like Native American like drum music, and then turned it off.
Yeah.
And then faintly, once he was able to clear it out through the editing software, you could actually hear in a different type of song, different melody, you could hear drums playing.
Great.
It was really interesting.
Was that quite loud? They're quite loud drums, or they were really? Was it a sort of?
It wasn't disembodied. We didn't hear it with our ears. We heard it back through EVP. You
traced the devices. That's when you played it back. You heard it. Yeah. Didn't hear it with your own ears. Sometimes you can hear it. Actually hear it. That must be a creep as well. It's an actual voice or any kind of thing. Just hearing sort of a disembodied voice, not necessarily.
Once in a while, that's kind of rare, but disembodied.
Yeah, that's very true. Like, disembodied voices are rare because a lot of time they're caught on your devices, aren't they? You play back later on.
Right.
They're lower than human voices as well. You see them on these charts. The voice of an EVP compared to a human voice as well. It's such a cut-off point, so low, isn't it? In the charts, they get these because you get an app, can't you, to check?
It's like in a different pitch where the human ear really.
Right. Yeah. It's very low, isn't it? Something like that, wasn't it? Yeah. Unbelievable. Because there it is. That's an EVP. There's the human voice that's but a lot of it you capture on devices and you play back later on. That's most of the time, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's where the evidence review comes into play.
Yeah, that's the fun side of it.
Hours of silence normally.
Yeah, yes. It is that. Yeah, makes that. Well, I can get the recorder as well. So, but you can play back. You can play back there and then, and most of the time, is it silence or is it like in Ghost Adventures? They most of the time the device, they ask a question, they pause for about 30 seconds and play it back. It so seems simplistic on these things, but it's not. It's hours and hours of work. How many times before they actually get somebody to catch something on the device can be hours and hours, for goodness sake, before they actually ends up it's cut. A lot of it's on the cutting floor, isn't it? That they you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like you listen for hours, and all you might get is about 3 seconds of
exactly. That's not a lot. It's is it well worth it at the end? That's the one I use. That's the one I use. Digital recorder.
Okay. Looks similar to what we got. We have a tab.
If it's good enough for Zach Bagans, it's good enough for me, I say.
Yeah, we use mainly Olympus and Sony, and Jason bought a Tascam.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mainly for interviews for that.
Yeah. Well, that's a lot of people, musicians use this for composition as well. It's not just people think it's just. I think it's just not. It wasn't so. These weren't solely designed for the panel, but they just thought this could be useful for, like, you could use a dictaphone, can't you? Same principle, isn't it? Yeah. You know, it's. So these weren't necessarily. Were these necessarily meant for the paranormal, or they just thought? Were they meant for sort of when musicians use these to compose music at the time? I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're right with that one.
Yeah. So that wasn't the aim. We use that. They realised they could be also used as a useful tool there. Yeah. I used dictaphone. I got a dictaphone for 15 quid. That was £70 for that. That was one of the cheap ones. But I got a full £15 dictaphone that can do the same job as this. So it's not necessarily spending all that money out. It's to get the best results. You can use the minimum of equipment and spend the minimum amount of money. I'm saying,
Nice things cost money.
Eh? Yes, it can. I mean, some of the equipment out there is just unbelievable. Yeah, what you pay out, unbelievable.
Yeah, there's a recorder out there. Just came to mind that a lot of people are seeking to get and spending ridiculous amounts of money for, and it's a Panasonic DR60. And the thing with those is a lot of people don't realize is Panasonic actually recalled that because it was faulty, and because what the problem was and is with those is that a lot of times when you get that instant little feedback from them or whatever, a lot of 99% of the time that's really the error of the device is where it's recording its internal mechanisms.
Oh yeah.
And unfortunately, my stance on the matter, and I think I know Dave Ryan and Jason feel the same way, and other people in the community, the paranormal, that a lot of people are misled to think that that's just as a paranormal response, and and all it basically is it's broken, and.
So I just got somebody else in here now. Got Bump of Paranormal. They can't be serious. Can you? Hello. I'm not kidding you. Not chat room, Steve. Sorry about this. I'm trying
that name was
awesome. I'm doing a sort of double tasking. I got to keep it on the chat room now and again, but sometimes I got to keep. Right, back to you. No way, sir. Just to go. It's just for me to say. Hi, Bomblood Paranormal, back and let you look silly. Right. I'm going to check the chat room now and again. Sorry about that.
If they have T-shirts, they need to sell T-shirts for that group.
Yeah, Bomblood. Hey, you give me ideas now. Stop that. Hey, they might take you up on that. There's an idea.
If you're listening, make T-shirts. You'll make them in.
Check the chat room. I'm not kidding you. Honestly, I kid you not. That's why I was smiling there and I was testing. Anyway, right, back to serious business on the paranormal. Yes, it gets the right characters in that chat room, don't you? You really get some. You don't know who's going to go. You don't know who. Most of them are good natured. You get nut jobs or. Hey, it's lovely to be. It's nice that people pop by and say hello. That's the main thing, anyway. So
absolutely.
Yeah. So how long have you been in the paranormal, Steve, doing this kind of thing, investigating?
Well, I think mine starts off pretty cliche with everyone else's. You, as a kid, have a few experiences that kind of plants the seed in your brain that there's something odd beyond what you can actually see and hear and everything. And then I think my 9th grade year, which would have been junior high school for me. I started volunteering at the prison for the haunted house, and then I did that for a few years, and eventually was able to get an opportunity to work as a gift shop and tour guide there.
Oh yeah.
And then you start meeting other people with similar experiences, plus experiencing more, odd occurrences at the prison.
Yeah.
And like I said, that's how PQ came to be. For a while, Dave Gear and his mom and their group Mountaineer Paranormal, which is no longer in existence. They were volunteer ghost hunt guides for the public nights, and so they would be there, and then I was working there, and then Ryan's mom started dating my boss Tom. Then they eventually got married, and we all three got to be really good friends. And then Jason we met through Dave, and for a while Jason had his own group, and then they kind of did him the wrong way. And after a while, we said, "Hey, Jason, man, so we'll just start investigating with us like we used to do anyway." And that's pretty much the shorthand story of how we all got to be. So we always say we met in prison.
I think Zach's Vegas is similar, started a similar way as well. Isn't it? He had the experience probably as a kid. My good friend Chris Holton at Haunted Earth. He when he's got a bit of a medium, so he saw somebody as he knew it wasn't a human being, and I sensed it was a ghost as a kid. I think he saw somebody. I can't remember the full story now because I remember him telling me that some years back. So he experienced something when he was younger. He saw some being that wasn't good night. That wasn't of a paranormal nature. He was a medium as well because he can sense things. I can hear his name coming through, and there's a figure there, and he could describe it. He's a medium. He's got that kind of ability as well.
I'm an empath. That's what I kind of go with, and having those capabilities is nice, but sometimes it's not so nice. know.
Yeah, but it comes handy on paranormal investigations. You can sense somebody there, or a name comes through and a figure. I sense somebody in the corner there, and they describe that person. And that's the chilly thing. The eerie thing is sometimes they get photographs of a person. They describe them down to a T, an old photograph to corroborate what they just.
Kind of like a little minute.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hey, wow. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah. Ooh, that's chilling.
It is.
It described by my late mum or my late boss. What? They do a drawing of it. Somebody draws. They get these people, these paranormal. They can describe it, and somebody draws a picture for them or something like that. And
that's something I just kind of started to get into. Being an empath, and I deal a lot with. I went to school for church ministries and stuff like that, and then I recently went back for more into demonology than anything.
Yeah.
But I'm also an artist, so I'm really trying to get time to allocate and focus on drawing for people what I sense either around them or somehow connected to them. Mm-hmm. And in a way to help, maybe comfort or explain what they might be feeling and stuff like that. And I think that's very important in the paranormal field. You know what I mean? I think if anyone's listening that has the opportunity or the abilities to sense these things, and you can draw or know someone who can draws, just work together. You know what I mean? It's not about ego and all that. It's about preserving paranormal history. And finally, the paranormal field's not considered taboo, where it's more mainstream, and you're not getting ousted by society for doing it.
Yeah, it's working. If people who all work together, and the paranormal field is great. It all comes together beautifully. Not work against each other or a rivalry or whatever. You can have a healthy rivalry, but then when it comes bitter, that's different. Something like. Yeah. I was just saying pettiness. There's pettiness in fighting or.
Just humans being humans, pretty much.
Yeah, unfortunately, you get that. People's egos are so big and they get bruised so easily, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. It's sad.
It's not about you, it's about the paranormal. It's the bigger picture, so get over it. That's what I say. People go, oh, man. Yeah. People say Zach Bagans. People say about Zach Bagans got a big ego. He's just drama queen. I love the guy. I love GAC anyway, so I'm biased. So.
I've met him.
Yeah. And
he was probably one of the nicest guys I ever met.
Yeah.
But you got to think these people, that are on these TV shows, and it could be any TV show, they get bombarded by hundreds of people wherever they go. Eventually, someone's going to have a bad day. It's just
oh god, yeah.
It comes to the territory. I mean, you can't expect someone to be bombarded by hundreds of people every day to always be chipper and of good spirits. You know what I mean? So
nobody's perfect. That's right. Yeah, you that 100th time you might catch that person on a bad day. Most of the time,
totally agree. Totally agree.
Yeah. Is that Kieran?
That was weird.
Sorry, I might be working now.
Is it Kieran? That sounds did work after all. Me putting my hands on the table there. That's Kieran, my colleague at Coventry Watch Barrel Talk Radio. Kieran, is that you?
Yeah, that's me. Sorry about that. I'm a bit late. I had to run to the shop to a DIY store to get a pair of wires and makeshift headphones, this, that, and the other. Now I'm up and running. Happy.
So that makes me think it was a voice beyond the grave. It's you, isn't it? So it's a colleague at remember Kieran, he said he couldn't make it. He had problems online. A few
sound issues.
Right.
Yeah, I had sound issues. So
yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I was running in and out trying to get this, that, and the. Sorry, I ain't been listening, but it's been what I've been hearing. It's been very interesting. What you two guys have been talking about.
It's more Steve than me. I just put the questions to the man. It's been very good, very good. Yes, so glad you can make it, Kieran. A bit late, but we'll forgive you.
Maybe.
I do apologise. I do really apologise.
Are you kidding?
I do apologise. I do appreciate you taking your time out. And the people in the chat room, for any questions you want to answer, feel free to pop in.
Hang on, where are we now? Oh, I've got to press the wrong thing. Hang on. There's me saying hi, Bumfluff Paranormal. Got sick of. He's changed the name from Bumfluff Paranormal. Got sick of the name. Got sick of the name Hell's House. He's changed the Hell's House now. For goodness sake!
That's good.
Name Bumfluff. It's Hell's House now.
Yeah, check
Bumfluff. You'll go far with it. Honestly. Steve,
that was hilarious.
All those T-shirts you'll print. It's up to you. Either way is good. Hell's House.
BFP.
How many kisses you got there? Bumfluff Paranormal. I ain't gonna count them. Right, it's back to Google. I'm gonna check. Sorry, Steve. I want to check the chat room now again. Sorry about that. Not been rude.
All good.
Okay. Just in case somebody might ask you a question as well, just to send yourself like that. They responded with a lull anyway, so they like what we said.
No, Matt, please do check out that. That's Rose. Is
that Rose?
Yeah. Check out
Rose. Is that Rose? As in Rose haunted? Oh, bloody hell, Hot Rose.
Yeah. Please check out her page. You wouldn't be amazed at how much activity she gets in her home and this, that, and the other. I can do what she's doing, but yeah, please check out.
Because Rose is Bumfluff Paranormal.
Yeah.
House, Steve, very haunted house, very active house. She did a lot. I think Kieran. She did a lot of live streaming, didn't she? Yes, it's Rose. You little sneak! How dare you? Now I know who you are. Yes, Rose. Hey, Rose. Just as well, really. I had trouble spelling Bumfluff Paranormal, didn't I?
No, it's the amount of activity what she gets in the house and the effects what they do to the people in that house is unbelievable. I don't know how someone can put up that for a week. Personally, myself, I can do that.
She's a darling. She really is a sweet.
Oh, she is.
I've not seen her in contact for a long time. Oh, so I like that people reveal themselves. It's me. Hang on, I'll be back in a minute. Oh, that's sweet. That's nice. She's not been very well either. So of late, so it's nice to hear from her. There we go. So back to Google House, right? Okay. So we something we knew all along. Rose. You used to do a lot of live streams in the house, Steve. You're up northeast somewhere, aren't you, Kieran? I think, yeah.
I can't be quite certain, but But if Rose wants us say in the chat room to ask some for advice in this, that, and the other, I'm sure.
Yeah, she did a live stream. That's right, Steve. She did that in the northeast somewhere on YouTube. So not heard it for a long time. Yeah, that's nice. Great. Well, at least someone we know. Now she's been the person been revealed out, right? Okay. So Steve, what's your next project? Your next project coming up then? What's your plans?
This month coming up, we have July 20th. PQ and the West Virginia State Penitentiary will be hosting a West Virginia State Penitentiary Paracon.
Oh, busy man.
We'll have some really great guest speakers. We have our good friend Adam Bonner will be there. Rick Hayes will be there. Actual officers who worked in the prison will be there, going over their testimony and stuff like that. We will have Doogie and Steve Gonzalez from the Tennessee Wraith Chasers. Oh
yeah, Steve Gonzalez taps, yeah.
Big shout out to Dave and for help orchestrating that and getting that started.
Yeah. We'll keep tabs of how you get on there. You know, I'm interested.
Yeah. All of our VIPs are sold out, but we have. It's like, you know, if you want to come, just do the day see the vendors, the speakers, and stuff like that. Just you know, of course, those are available.
Because I remember, Karen, we had there's a PowerCon thing over here at Kumabi. It's a very old.
That's it. Yeah.
So the last couple of years ago, you had Jeff Bellinger. You had Jeff Bellinger. He's the researcher for JAC, I think. Yeah, that's right. Jeff Bellinger, and you had Katrina. Was it Katrina Weidman? She was there as well. There was a few others. I think Brian J. Canner was there. They're doing the PowerCon thing at the ancient Kumabi near the Wicklow Road there. So they did a conference there with investigation. How much you paid for it? I don't know. It's quite several packages like. I would have lots of gone to that. Just get the experience, just an investigation or whatever, you know. Because that's an old building itself. That as it says Kumabi, it goes back centuries like. That'd be interesting. Just to do the investigation. Forget the meal or whatever. The extras you pay for. I just do the investigate. Just go on with the investigation and get the autographs to the stars later on. I would have enjoyed that. But I don't know how much it costs though. But I'd like to. Wish I'd done that now. But they come. They're international stars. So they're across. They're going across here in the pond, America to Europe, as you know, Steve, aren't they? Big stars. It's not just confined to America, it's Europe as well. They're international stars of the paranormal field, aren't they?
Yeah, there's quite a few of them.
I do like the haunted collector as well, Mr.
John Zaffis.
That's Johnny Zaffis. Yeah.
I met him too. He is an amazing person. He is so down to earth, so personable.
Yeah, and the Greek people are so humble, aren't they? So most of the time, the most humblest people you ever meet with.
Absolutely. And I spoke in an event up at Wheeling Island that my friends from Society of the Supernatural put on. Shout out to Dave Spinks and Kristen Lee. Kristen Lee has the Belair House here in the area. Another hot location to investigate.
Yeah.
But that's where their event that they had on Wheeling Island, just up the river here. That's where I got to meet John Zaffis for the first time. And
really? Oh, you looked around. Love to have had you on our show actually, because we got, like I said, like yourself. I think popular. We've got Brian J. Cano, who's a great guest. We had him a couple of years back. Fabulous guest, really interesting man. That's like Johnny's very down to earth and unassuming. There's no airs and graces and all that. You know, no ego. Some do have that. None this. You know, Brian was very down to earth, wasn't he, Kieran? Brilliant guest, Brian J. Cannon that time. Couldn't believe he'd come on our humble little show. You bothered with this? Brian J. Cannon. He did. It's so unassuming, like, you know. I couldn't believe it because Brian J. Cannon would come on our show. You think maybe some of a more of a bigger show with a higher profile, but that's to the merit of the man. Honestly, that's great. He was a tremendous guest. Yeah, it really was. Yeah, pretty good.
We're glad to take anyone who appreciates taking the time out to do this. I know you guys are busy doing what you do, doing the museum and this, that, and the other. Yeah, much appreciated because I know how guys are. You busy you are.
Yeah.
It is.
We take the great from the good, regardless of whatever.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. It's all about support, about the community and everything else, and the paranormal. It's all about sharing ideas. I know for some people, I don't know what it is. I'm still new to this. I do watch other people's paranormal channels, and so sometimes it feels like to me people on competition where it shouldn't be a competition.
Should have a big sign out. Please leave your ego, but we don't need to do that most of the time. It's unnecessary.
It's just. I'd be glad to catch you anything. Don't matter how many followers I get. It is. I caught this amazing evidence, and I see something.
Yeah, catch anything at the moment. We are. We never know. We never know. Well, I did a quick. I didn't have a digital recorder. I just had the camcorder with it. Just by chance, I just thought of it. I was just going to have a few drinks and come back. And the camcorder, just thought to just do a few quick EVP session there with the camcorder at St Nicholas Churchyard. just the spur of the moment. Didn't catch anything, but I tried. Just one of those things. So you never know. You might get something when you least expect it. This is it. That's the beauty of it. You never know. You just got to keep trying until something. You're bound to get something someday. But you just got to be Steve, like you said. You got to be very patient.
I think the main thing with anything, anything in life, you got to have fun doing it. And
I love it.
I used to have, in addition, when the museum was at the old location down on Main Street here in town on Jefferson Avenue, I had a diner. I had the museum kind of a part of the diner, so people have something to look at while they're waiting for their food.
Yeah.
But next door, I also had a gym and fitness center too. So, and the main thing I had painted on the wall. I said, rule number 1, have fun. You know what I mean? Enjoy what you're doing. If you don't enjoy it, then it's a job. Then your passion, your heart's not going to be into it.
That's right. Yeah.
What's the point of doing it? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Seriously, life's too short.
Exactly. Well, I couldn't have put it better myself there, Steve. So, hang on, my friend from Australia's just come in. Hi, Aussie woman. I'd love to hear something from you.
So does it take it out of you when you get affected?
Me?
Possessed? Do you mean possessed? Sorry.
Well, yeah. This when the energies or when you pick up on things, does it take it out or nut you for 6 or this, that, and the other?
I think so. I think in some ways it does. I think it depends on the individual too. For me personally, if it's a really sad or depressing type of energy or case that I'm on or investigation with PQ that I'm on, then it can be kind of draining because again, me reiterating back to being an empath, it does affect me. You know what I mean? So yeah.
So you feel the emotions, what you're going through, if you know what I mean, how they're feeling at the same time when you pick it up, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and for me personally, being an artist, that's my my productive way of venting the energy and the views, the images and stuff that I don't want, being up here. You know what I mean? That's the way that I kind of just get rid of them. You know what I mean? I also paint, draw, and I write. And I just completed a revision of my first. It would be a paranormally inspired book of poetry and shorthand writings. So it's it can be taxing.
Yeah.
But for anyone new who's trying to get into this field, what kind of experience or what you say to look out for? Make sure you're doing it for the right reasons, if you know what I mean.
Okay. Well, first and foremost, I'm a big promoter of spiritual protection, and you can ask 20 different people in the field and get 20 different answers of what they feel is going to be the best route to do for spiritual protection. Me, I come from a Christian background, so Scripture is the number one top priority. And so, first and foremost, spiritual protection is very important. And and going along with your question, what would so people ask themselves? How? Why am I getting in this? Is it for the right reason? If you're getting in for it out of curiosity and you want to learn and you want to kind of develop your viewpoint on life in general, because it will change your outlook on life as on this side of the veil, if you will. But also, if you're curious of what's on the other side of it, I'd say that's the best foundational um, that's the best foundation to base your venture into paranormal research. If you're going at it just to brag about it and this and that, and then you want money, you want prestige, then just pack up and go somewhere else, because the paranormal field's already full of that.
Yeah,
so
you're going in it for the wrong reason. They're going in it for the wrong reasons. Then, honestly, that's right.
Yeah.
Totally agree with you, mate. Yeah. Oh, we're going it for the right reasons because we love it anyway. Honest, we're not here for a quick swift buck. Honest. I'll be caring. I'll pay you later, mate. Seriously, that just for the fun, and we even hope we'll get our very first EVP. Hopefully. So
keep at it.
We tried, they're not going to come out and queue. You're going to get something. You're going to ask a question and equipment and get something later on. I did it because we did sessions of very ancient places. It doesn't work, regardless whether it's how old the place is or not. You may not get nothing at all. You've got to wait. Next time you do it at somebody's house, you might get something. It's just the way it works. It's just
consistency is key.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's the beauty of it. It's just going to be patient.
Being in the right place at the right time.
They come out on cue. They come out when they want to come. The spirits come out when they want to, not when you tell them to.
I've seen where guests at the penitentiary just doing a 7 to 10 flashlight tour, and this one particular person that I have in mind, she had never investigated, didn't even investigate, and she got one of the best best still shots of a shadow person I've ever seen. I'm like, it's great, but why couldn't I get that or something for PQ or something?
It's ridiculous, isn't it? You've been trying all that time, and she gets it, never a complete novice, and she gets something spectacular like that, So
absolutely,
sorry, Mark. Sorry to put in. The other thing, I have watched a couple of people on YouTube how to do things, but I don't agree how they like golden spirits. I don't know if you agree golden spirits and come on, F and blind this, come do the worst of me. This, do you reckon that's the right thing or wrong thing? I do.
You mean like negative provocation?
Like goading them and sweating.
Okay.
What you want to do to me, this, that, and the other.
Yeah. Again, that just really. I would say 95% of the time, then these are the type of people that are in it for the wrong reason. They're wanting views for their YouTube channel or TV show or whatever. But I will say this for the other 5% of that. Let's put it this way: when you investigate a hospital and you investigate a prison, those are two different types of personnel you're dealing with. Two different types of spirits that you're dealing with. So if you're investigating a prison and you're trying to incite a reaction, I could possibly see that being okay. But like if you're investigating a house where someone who committed suicide or they died, a horrible death, and then going in and acting like, pardon my French, an asshole, you know what I mean? Then
I'm with you.
You don't belong. You don't belong in the field. So
people who provoke and they're insulting.
And I think, and I'll add this to that. I think earlier in the comings out, if you will, of like paranormal research, when it was becoming mainstream and not taboo and stuff like that, I think a lot of the TV shows, in a way, promoted that. But I want to say that I've dealt with a couple different TV type of crews, if you will. After seeing that, I don't always hold the investigators responsible for that. I hold the producers responsible for that.
Yeah.
Because when it comes down to it, it's the producers that want the money. They don't really, a lot of them don't really care. Even most of them don't even have an idea or common concept of investigating. All they want to do is get the views and get the money. You know what I mean? So, and I think that in the earlier years of the paranormal TV shows, when it became more publicized, if you will, I think people were falsely introduced to that or falsely taught that was customary or okay to do while you're investigating. Because as time has gone by, more and more people realize that, you know, being negative, being rude and provocating, treating, you know, I'm in the middle of one of my rooms right now, treating these entities and spirits like they're a sideshow is morally wrong. You know, and I think more and more people are coming to terms with that.
I think in the early days that was the case. It seems that people with that provocation, weren't they? Even Zach Bagans, he started off with that, and I'm not blaming anyone in particular. I'm saying that was 10, 15 years ago, that kind of thing.
But he actually went back to one of them and actually apologized to that.
Yeah, that's right. It was a learning curve. He changed that. Yeah.
You learn and then you mature.
If you're a mass murderer and you're provocative, is that different? If it's somebody who's had tragic circumstances, who was a good person. If it's somebody who's a mass murderer, then you're provoking them, you know, Charlie Manson, something like that. Where he killed those people that time, but he didn't kill them; he instigated it, didn't he? Yeah. That's again, is that different? Can he do that? Can he do it under those circumstances? Provoke? If somebody's a nasty bugger like him, you know.
If I'm dealing with a person, and I say Charlie Manson, people say, well, he never actually killed somebody. You don't know what happened out on Spawn's ranch, so you can't 100% guarantee that he never physically harmed or killed somebody. First, he always said,
I never killed nobody. I never killed no. But
you seen it? You talk to any inmate in an interview or any movie, every inmate's innocent.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I'm not guilty. Yeah.
But no, I think in that situation, I know for me, just a personal issue I have, especially with a person who harmed a woman or a child.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm not going to treat them with respect.
No.
It's not going to happen. You know, and I'll apologize in advance. Don't expect perfection out of me. I won't expect perfection out of you. But I'm not going to address that person like a human being.
Yeah. There's exceptions. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I have an entity here in the museum. He's attached to the execution cap I have from Old Sparky, the electric chair at the penitentiary.
Oh, God.
And this guy's name, I'll just go ahead and say it, Tom Ingram. He probably doesn't have any relatives living now because he was executed back in, I think, 1956. He killed an adult female named Zenobia. And then because their 7-year-old little girl named Melba witnessed that he killed the 7-year-old to hide the murder. I'm not going to address him as a human being and treat him right. That's ridiculous.
That's terrible.
But I do have a Dr. Seuss foot book here that was present in the scene of a quadruple homicide just across the river in Ohio here.
Yeah.
And there's a 2-year-old little girl spirit that's attached to it. You know what I mean? And that's one that we make sure that the energy around her is positive. You know, and that to the best of our ability and knowledge that she's comfortable. And I don't treat me personally with the countless artifacts I have here. You know, I don't treat them like a sideshow. And anytime we have a public or overnight private paranormal investigation coming, I'll walk through both rooms and say, hey, we have a group coming in. You guys can communicate if you want. If you don't want to, you don't have to.
Yeah.
You know, just a reminder that I'm on their side. I know that, and they're going to be knowing that strangers will be coming into the area.
I mean, he's went to Lizzie Borden house. He was something like that. Investigated there. But your approach would be what?
Well,
I think she must have got away with murder. I think she must have.
I think she did.
She inherited the property afterwards, didn't she? And was it a father or a grandfather? Wasn't it? You know.
I think at that location, if we ever could afford it, first and foremost, because they want like, I think 2,000 a night or something like that.
Good Lord.
I would approach it out of curiosity because the way
Yeah.
I view it, I don't know her. I didn't know her family. And only the people who are there presently when it happened have a strong idea or knowledge of what actually happened. So
Yeah.
I would go in kind of neutral and just kind of whatever happened was going to happen and try to come up with my own impression of what may or may not have happened.
Yeah. Because she was her sort of attitude, indifference, and sort of standoffish attitude made people sort of draw suspicion on her, I suppose, isn't it? And she inherited the property afterwards as well, didn't she? She inherited it. Yeah. Her father's property. Yeah. Oh God, it's just I don't know. I think she was guilty, but I'm thinking, how she get away with it? Oh my God, she got away with murder. Look if she inherited, my goodness sake. Yeah. So you go if you approach that investigation at Lizzie Borden house, you do it in a neutral way. Then I say that's interesting. Huh?
Well, neutral and very excited because I've always wanted to investigate that place.
That was a real top tourist attraction in the state, and where's that, the East Coast, isn't it?
Yeah, I would definitely say it's one of the. I'd say in the top 20. Yeah, and of course everyone's going to give their top whatever.
And I've got to thank the guys at GAC, Zach and the boys, because I wouldn't have. They highlighted these places. I wouldn't have known about them otherwise. The history of it as well. So you got to fair dues to that. Not just GAC taps as well. Jason Hawes and the guys, at the time. I know they're not, they're defunct now. They're doing their own thing, I think.
Yeah, they have 2 new versions of that coming out now. They have Ghost Nation, which I think Jason's kind of heading that one.
Ghost Nation.
And Ghost Hunters is coming out, which Grant's heading that one.
Well, Grant is Ghost Hunters.
Yes.
Oh, the old taps, still under the banner of taps, and Ghost Nation is Jason Hawes, yeah.
Yeah, and the same channel.
Same channel.
Same channel.
Oh, wow. Because of course, old Grant he'd left taps some years back, didn't he? Yeah.
They're going all out.
Oh my God. I remember because Steve Gonzalez and Dave Tango.
I don't think they're involved.
No. I love people like who are in the background, like Bill Chappell, the events, wonderful equipment, amazing, absolutely incredible.
There's a genius.
Eh? Oh yeah. So, and he showed out. He actually helped out in one of the investigations because, seeing as I think some years back when Nick Groff had to go leave the investigation because of a bereavement of a friend died, that Bill stepped in at the last minute to help out and get involved in the investigation. Because he provides all the equipment, didn't he, for a GAC at the time? That still does. That probably still does.
Yeah, I think he still does.
He still does, yeah. Are they the first to use them? Is he? So when he invents them, it's GAC the first, and everybody else
test it out.
Is that the way it goes? Sorry.
I think so. I think they test it out for him and whatnot.
So it's GAC. They're there. They sort of test. They're the first. The guys first. What happens afterwards?
Pretty sure.
Well, what I'm saying is test it out. Just that they could test equipment out. I'll see how it goes, guys. All right, let me know. Spent hours, tears and sweat. Some of the stuff he's done, the equipment, just.
Yeah, he's definitely been a very, very important figure. I feel in the paranormal field. He's really helped open up the opportunities for people to document some really groundbreaking evidence and help out with cases and stuff like that.
Oh, indeed, yeah. Was that the one with the app with the stick men? That was his own baby. That was his own thing. Yeah. Yeah, the
SLS cam. Yeah, that's an interesting thing. I think there's a lot of mixed reviews on that.
Yeah.
And one thing, in my opinion, my view in the paranormal field, 99% of it are theories. So, because no one. I don't care. I'll argue with anybody. No one knows exactly what's going to happen because no one has actually died and experienced it and have come back to the living side of the field, of the plane, I should say, and told people what it's like. Because even if that did happen, half the people are going to believe, half the other people are not going to believe. So, I mean, seriously, it's there's no to me, there's no absolution, that's been discovered yet, other than death and taxes are obviously going to happen.
And then this repeats of X Factor. Oh my God! Because you get things like that. Yes, death and taxes, unavoidable. That's true.
Yeah.
That's because that thing with the stick there, it goes entity detected. There's one where something you had the actual camera, the video view where something opened, and that thing with the stick thing by it. A thing was detected when that cupboard opened. Right. At the time, you couldn't see anything through the camcorder. You're saying you're both examples. I'm saying, yeah.
I will say a couple of teams have used them here in the museum and throughout the school, and I've seen some pretty compelling evidence captured that would indicate to me that there's definitely some truth to it.
Yeah.
I have 2 old folding doctor's chairs in the other room, and one of them came from a poor farm. We'll just say it was rescued. And my friend Travis Webb and his group came down. They were using their SLS cam, and I was right there when the image showed up on the screen, so I saw it firsthand. That there was an adult-sized mapped figure sitting in the chair. The head was up high. The body came to the seat, flattened out on the seat, and then there were legs coming down. And it went right with the contour of the chair.
Good Lord.
It was really, really interesting. And just last night, which I woke up 2:00 today because we had a private overnight last night, and they were using an SLS cam.
Yeah.
And downstairs in the main hallway, there was a shorter mapped out version of a human figure, as if it were sitting on its butt on the floor, with its back against the wall and its knees were up, like it would have like a kid would sit outside the principal's office. Something like that. It was really interesting.
When Zach or Nick would say, give a command, and then they did something, they did exactly what they said. Stand on one leg or put both arms in the air. Then you got to think, is that just a glitch, just by coincidence, or is that intelligent spirit responding and coming up on that respective act that you mentioned?
The thing with paranormal evidence, in ways like that, you're either a person's gonna give credit to it or not.
Yeah,
I mean, it's all comes down to a person's perception,
which is all can be genuine. It can.
Which kind of leads back to the that recorder I mentioned, the DR60.
Yeah,
the one that records its own internal mechanisms and stuff. If you've been investigating for a while and you hear whatever it is, the human brain's going to want to at least rationalize what it's hearing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing as if you were matrixing, looking at something, thinking you're seeing something there and it's not there. So it's all a matter of perspective.
Exactly. That's good. That's well, good point. Very good point indeed. That. So what time is it? What time are you there now? You're 5 hours behind, aren't you? So what time is it?
I'm good. I'm 5:44. We're all good.
All right, I'm enjoying this. We're on a roll there, John. I could check the lunatics in the chat room. Hang on. Sorry, Steve.
Oh, you're fine.
No loonies now. No wonderful, lovely, in a nice way. Lovely loonies. Don't take offence to that. Come on. No, they're all right. They're good. No, nobody's in there. So just got to check that again. But it's a fascinating field. People say it's not an exact science, and it's just amazing field. That's what drew me to it.
Yes. It's definitely a field for the people that are like the curiosity kill the cat type.
Oh, indeed, yeah. I think you hear about ghosts. People of ghosts. You see people see a residual ghost of somebody who's still alive. That was amazing when I heard that. What? There's this. I think there's a street in Britain somewhere. This residual woman, 60s attire. She'd walk across the road. She goes to a building and disappear. Yeah. And people would see this figure across the road. I can't remember which city, Steve. I've just saw this recently. And apparently that woman's still alive. alive and well, and she's in her. She's probably well up to now. She's well into, but she was in her 20s at the time, and she's well into her 50s, 70s now. Whatever.
Yeah, it's just interesting. It'd be kind of like
Wow.
along the theory of residual energy.
Yeah, another perspective as well. Seeing it from that, yeah. I heard about it because people who are still alive, the residual. This woman would cross the road, and they see her, and she stand out wearing 60s gear and disappear into a wall, and she's still.
That kind of touches with. Basically, just reminded me there was a guy I met. His name was John Sabal Jr. and I really, really favor his view with paranormal research. He calls it paranormal archaeology, and I really agree with this. And you just kind of reminded me of it. People who are still living are still adding energy levels to wherever they're at. Whether it's in a house or business or whatever.
Yeah.
And one of the evidence, I believe it was him. He was taking still photography or whatever at Sachs Bridge, here in the States, and he got a picture of a person running by that like they were jogging, white t-shirt, shorts, and a fanny pack on, but there was no one there. There was no one there. So he views it, if you want to say communicate with someone, in this case over where a lot of the Gettysburg area is, and and stuff.
My bucket list ever goes to States, Gettysburg, and Lizzie Borden House straight away. And
he brings a lot of theater, if you will, into the mix.
Yeah.
Where something I always thought would be interesting, and he confirmed it to me that it's an actual interesting, approach. When they investigate, hypothetically, say if they're on the battlefield, no women in the paranormal group will go out first, because there wouldn't have been any on the battlefield. However, after the men go out and do their evidence capturing and stuff like that, they leave. The ladies will go out dressed in black garbs, which is what would have happened when they went on the battlefield after it was over, to tend to the sick, tend to the dying, and tend to the injured and stuff like that, because that would be familiar to the spirits of that era of time.
Yeah.
So, I think it's possible to get someone who might still be alive, because it's energy left behind. You know what I mean? Who's to say that they have to be deceased for them to communicate, for their energy to still be present where they're at?
Why you don't see any more of them? Why is it just her? Why is it just so rare that you see? Do we know that unless you can go by ghosts, residual haunting? It's a loop, isn't it? It goes round and round. You go by what the period costume of these relatively 50 years or 100 years or whatever, can't you? So that's a giveaway. But
like I said, there's a lot of theories and a lot of stuff that needs to be
the minefield
researched.
That's the way we like it. It's just nothing straightforward. It's complicated.
There's always something.
It's a labyrinth. It really is.
It is.
And you've got to find which. But there again, there's nothing straightforward. Getting to what you want. This is probably another way to get there. So another way of putting it. Yeah, it's a fascinating field. I've always been, because I used to buy a lot of ghost books as a kid. So that's just they weren't factual, but ghost stories and things like that. So I love things like that. That's what brought me onto it.
Well, that definitely played a lot. Getting me interested into it was, I've always liked Halloween ghost stories and stuff like that. So
yeah.
The cards were stacked against me to begin with. That, and of course, Unsolved Mysteries with Robert Stack.
Yeah, Robert Stack. Oh god,
that guy was creepy.
Yeah. There's so many great there's so many great venues over there. People, because I went there on Ghost Advice, because my book, there's so many great places I like to visit, thanks to GAC and TAPS. Because most of them are over in the old places where you are. They've got more history. So you do yourself a disservice. Don't underestimate yourself. You've got many places over there. I say, come on. Don't bring yourself down.
There's some locations
over there as well. Come on. The good guy. Yeah.
There's some locations over there, and especially London, that I'd like to get over there and do some research at. for the past.
Ripper, didn't you? Didn't you mention Jack Ripper to me?
Yes.
Yes, that's right. You did mention that. I was toured around there in 1990 with my brother. It took all the haunts, the gangsters pub like the Blind Beggar, and Whitechapel, where the prostitutes used to hang out.
Right.
In the 1890s, and this where the body. I don't know. I'm not sure about the bodies where they were found. I don't know, but this is where it all happened. Not in the 1890s. This is 100 years. Can't believe this thing 30.
I'm still hopeful. I'm still hopeful to get to do that experiment I want to do someday.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. I'd love to do Whitby Abbey, because that was set in the Dracula movie, the Dracula book. Sorry, Dracula movie, the Dracula book by Bram Stoker, wasn't it? That's where Whitby was, where the Dracula came off the ship on the the ball, wasn't it? Yeah.
That's such a good movie.
Right?
I love that.
Well, that's amazing, but that's a lot of things there with. I mean, Whitby Abbey was raided by the Vikings. That's how old it was. For the dissolution of the monasteries, it's over 1,000 years old. But it's a ruin now. But just imagine doing an EVP session there, because it's surrounded by graves as well. Isn't it? So it's just that.
Do you think they'd let you do that?
Hey?
Do you think they'd let people do that?
I don't know, Steve. I need to find out. You guess you know as much as I do. I don't know. I think there's teams we have done there. I don't know.
Okay.
Kieran, you still with us?
Yeah,
are you with us?
Yeah, I'm still with you. I
did my sounds bit.
No, sorry, I was thinking. I was thinking about premonition.
Premonition.
Yeah, how do you handle when you get it's like deja vu or what you want to call it, and certain things I do admit I do get them, but
is that classical paranormal?
I can't explain it, if you know what I mean. It's just weird. It's like you've been here before, but you ain't been here before. I don't know how to explain it.
Is that classed under the paranormal as well? I'd never think about that, because it's UFOs is under the paranormal, Bigfoot is under the paranormal as well. So things like that.
You asking me?
Yeah, well, both of you. I was just saying, both you and Kieran. Yeah. Because it's a wide range of the paranormal, isn't it? It's a big umbrella. It could be UFOs. That's under the paranormal.
Yeah. I haven't delved too deep into UFOs yet. I think I've seen one as a kid. I think, but I really haven't. It's something I've always been interested in, but just really haven't had the time to properly allocate to really delving into that.
Yeah, because it's quite a wide field as well. It's not just ghosts or whatever, or spirits. Is it? I think doesn't the Yetis all come onto us and Bigfoot. That's kind of because that's never.
That's really popular over here now.
Yeah,
that's Boston.
Yeah.
There's been a
blurry mode. Never see one in clear visions. They're always in blurry mode. But you never know.
No, it's when you get data.
Out there, I don't know.
Sorry, it's like when you've been there before, like deja vu. It's like.
Is that classed as the paranormal? Is that classed as something? I don't know.
I'm sure I've been here before. You know what I mean? I don't know. You get little signs. Personally, myself, I can't say it is definitely paranormal. I get little signs, but I don't know to handle them or whatever. It's hard to explain. You know, I am new to all this, so I wouldn't know how to interpret this, that, and the other. When you get these signs and this, that, and the other, I don't know what you will call them. If you know what I mean.
Is that all lumped in the paranormal? I don't know. Is it classed with deja vu and all this and premonition? I don't know.
I wouldn't have the clue, but certain symbols and certain, if you know what I mean, but you can't work out in your head and this, that, and the other. And I don't know.
I don't know. Will that be classed, Steve? Them classed in the paranormal, premonitions and deja vu? I don't know. Is that?
I've had a couple of times where I've had a strong case of deja vu.
I've had that actually quite recently,
but not so much like with ghosts or anything like that. It was just little things.
Yeah. So I thought I'd ask that pointed question, because it covers quite a wide range, not just ghosts, like I said, UFOs, Bigfoot.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
We've been here before. Like people think they've been reborn, or they get us. You know, we've all been here before, like deja vu.
Yeah.
Premonitions. They're going to predict something in the future, or near this not too distant future, or whatever. You know.
I wouldn't say that. There's little certain signs, if you know what I mean. But it's hard to explain. But certain little signs, but you can't work out if you know what I mean. Unless you
So interrupted. Rose says we'll be doing a live streaming in 6 or 7 weeks' time. She'll be doing live streaming at the house, I think. So that's something to look forward to on the bucket list. That's Rose and.
Yeah, Rose, you feel free to inbox us to send a link so our guests can check out your live stream and hopefully can help you out.
It's, yeah, her place is very pretty, actually apparently quite active, Steve. So I must go up there, some of the Middlesbrough, northeast of England. So she's not far from Whitby, I think. Not even more reasonably up there, really, I suppose. We were twofold. It's Rose's house and Whitby. I'd love to do Whitby just to investigate. So, and I'd love to do Westminster Abbey. That's I've
heard of that place. I've never obviously haven't been there.
But because what it was, Edward the Confessor, he founded Westminster Abbey in 1066, and all the patron saintly, the early English kings of Plantagenets was Saint Edward. And when all the kings died after him, they all wanted to be near him. So they got I think where his tomb is, shrine is, and all the kings, queens be around him, like, you know, kind of thing, you know. But there's a place. What a place! I mean, that's nearly 950 years old. It's only 1,000 years old. What a place! That'd be something to it. Just be overnight and just see what you come up with. And that'd be amazing. That, you know, Westminster or you know, could be the House of Parliament. You never know, or anything around there. But something historic like that, or Canterbury Cathedral over got here as well in Kent. That'd be something else. Which trouble is, you got to ask and not get the permission to do so, isn't it? It's all about asking. There's no harm in asking, is it? So there you go. I'd love to do that. Coventry and Warwickshire Paranormal Investigators, Westminster Abbey. That'd be something else. If they want money, we could donate to a charity. Give us £100, £50, £100. Let's stay overnight. You know? Whatever. I don't know if anybody's investigated overnight, Kieran or Steve either. So that's to find that out. But, that's one amazing place I'd love to do.
I'm hoping Rose is on, because if she's on, I'd love to get in a chat, a Google Hangout, and she can explain to Steve the problems what she's getting and the experience and this, that, and yeah.
And explain why she went over the guys.
Yeah. He would love to hear about that. Yeah. Definitely.
And she could also explain why she went under the guise of Bumful. Explain yourself there, Rose. Yeah. Yeah, but look forward to that. See what goes on, because we used to check our live streams out quite often. We did, yeah. So, Steve, have you done live streaming? And you've done many live streaming in general, yeah.
Yeah, we've done a few, mainly with PQ for like investigating a haunted item. Do something like that. Once in a while, I'll do just a little Facebook Live here from the museum, just touching base with people and whatnot.
That's good seeing somebody sees something that you see at the time. And is there a delay? Much of a delay? I don't know whether people see it in the chat as you see it. I don't know. Anyway, they're seeing more or less what you see at the time, or they may even see something you don't even see at the time. And mention it in the chat room. That's the beauty of it as well.
Yeah, that does happen.
That's closest. That's damn it. That's closest as us being with you on the investigation. Damn it, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Because people can say with investigations, well, you're not there. It could be faked. It could be this. You don't know. We don't know when it's faked, not do we? It could be for all you know. It could be all one elaborate hoax, you know. mean, if you're actually physically there in the investigation, or it's a lot, and the nearest thing, damn it, like you said, is a live stream. I suppose
Right.
I mean that, and they can spot things. They can spot things. That's
That's what it comes down to, credibility and trying to. I know with PQ, that's our first and foremost. I feel our focus is being credible. All of our evidence gets run over with a fine tooth comb. So I mean, if it's even questionable, we don't use it.
If it's sort of 50, it's kind of like this. Yeah. Is it like is it a vote? So we all vote. Is it acceptable to pass this through as evidence, or if it's sort of 50-50 or whatever? Yeah.
Right. Right. I mean, because there's enough TV shows, YouTube channels, and stuff out there. They're just trying to get people to watch, get all the subscribers they can, so they can make a little bit of money off of it.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of them want to be the next big deal on TV. I mean, we've always said PQ wise, if it happens, great. If not, we're gonna do what we do, and always know we'll be able to look back and at one point in time and say everything we did it as best as quality as we could, and we're as honest as honest as we could be.
Yeah, you did it for the right reason, not for the wrong reasons. Like some people do it for the wrong reason. You're doing it for the right reason. You want to exploit, you want to share your information, what you're catching, this, that, and the other. I can understand that. Definitely.
That's absolutely. That's what we strive to do, is bring forth credible, honest evidence and present it in as best as quality as we can.
Well, I have shared your link on our page where you are tonight, so people can check out your YouTube channel and your Facebook channel. It's amazing. I ain't checked out all of it. What I've seen so far has been brilliant, if you know what I mean.
We thank you. BQ thanks you.
No, you don't need to thank me, because what you're doing is just bringing and making people make up their own mind. The evidence what you're bringing, you know what I mean? You don't have to thank me. It's people who watches you guys time after time, taking your time out, doing this and doing that, a few hours or however how long it takes you, much appreciated.
Hang on, I've got the wrong one. I'll leave it because I'm going to nuke my mark otherwise. No, running out of port holes on my computer. I need an adapter for my adapter. I got so many port holes at the moment. It's ridiculous. My older computer had more port holes, USB port holes, than the new ones. What's that all about? I thought everything advanced with it. Not exactly.
But Mark,
hello.
It's been brilliant to have our guests on tonight. I know he's a bit busy because I know he's got to do certain things and this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
So I do appreciate you having you on tonight, taking time out and this, that, museum and investigating.
We didn't tell us about the museum because I'd like to finish off with that. We're not going yet, are we?
I don't know how busy he is. You know what I mean?
I'm good.
We'll press on for half an hour, 20 minutes, half an hour.
Oh, no, that's good. Oh, I wasn't too sure. I was double checking. Sorry.
Because we're running half an hour late, weren't we, to the show anyway? So
yeah.
I've got that 20 odd minutes or so anyway.
Yeah.
Your museum. Never discussed your museum, Steve. You mentioned about the artifacts similar to what Zach Bacon's had, that kind of thing, wasn't it?
What's nice with I feel with paranormal based museums and collections, because there's a lot of them now. which I feel is great. Again, it's not about, for me, it's not about competition or anything like that. It's about preserving paranormally historically important items, because I'm not taking it with me when I die, and neither is anybody else. So the more collections are out there, the better documentation there are for the items, the better, because eventually someone else is going to end up with it, and they're either going to take care of it or not. That's up to them.
Yeah.
But right now I have 2 classrooms full of items, big and small, and I view it as a haven for these items, because in most cases, if people were creeped out about them, and I've heard stories about this, they throw them away or destroy them. So there goes the history, there goes the story, there goes the item itself. So I think it's very important for people who are collecting to keep collecting and do it as thoroughly as possible, especially when you're taking down the history, the documentation about the item.
Oh, right. That's a good way to do that. Yeah, everything's documented and there's the history behind it and where it was from and all that. So it's all meticulous, isn't it? Yeah, in that sense. Yeah. Yeah.
Because not everyone's going to have the funding, if you will, the abilities that, say, Zach has, or the years of experience in same situation with Mr. Zaffis.
Yeah.
But John especially, and Ed and Lorraine Warren, they're pretty much the pioneers of it. You know what I mean? They're the forefathers, as far as I know, for like directly focusing on harboring charged or haunted, either way, relics. And once their time on Earth, and especially and unfortunately, in all respect and love towards the Warrens, both Ed and Lorraine are gone now.
Yeah.
And luckily, Mr. Spera, and I think there's a group that they look over and tend to the museum, and their legacy will live on because of that. And I think that's very important. It's very important, again, to set aside ego, who has the biggest collection, who has the most money invested in it, who has this item, and this item they say is better than this item. That's all. That's just white noise. It's not important. What's important is people who collect these items and document these items working together, whether they join up together or they have their own locations, or there's one that travels with their locations. I keep forgetting the name of that. Anyway, either way, it's important. It's important that these people share the story, share the history, and work at passing it down the line to the next people who are going to take care of the collection and add to the collection.
Exactly. Yeah.
Unity in the paranormal is important. It's very important.
Because Johnny Zaffis in the show, he come across he goes to the problem. What was the actual cause of the haunting, and the actual certain item, remove the item, and then he would add it to his collection. That's. So that's what he did, wasn't it? That's the whole premise of the show, wasn't it? Yeah.
And I've had to do that with certain cases. I've had people just now. It's over here set up on the table, but this lady walked in yesterday, right in the middle of my day hours, and handed me a last rites little curio cabinet box.
Good God.
And she said, I don't feel anything bad about it. I feel it's very, very happy, but I don't collect this stuff. It was given to me, and I feel that it needs to be in the museum.
Yeah.
So not everything's going to be demonically, cursed or whatever coming into a collection. There's a lot of good, a lot of positive. There's a lot of good energy that plays into that arena.
It's the thing with what Zach was by. How many thousands would he walk in with the van? I think the story behind that, because that was sent to be scrapped. The person never scrapped it, and Zach spent how many $50,000? That's stupid.
I think I looked it up. That was $32,500. If it's accurate.
That's still a lot of money. That's still a lot of money, though, isn't it? That's just the same. what went on.
I'm pretty sure
Suicide place, so people were gassed with carbon monoxide, weren't they? That's right. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Ted Bundy's glasses cost at or over $50,000.
That's the one I was thinking of. Yeah. So,
but also there's another page I follow where I eyeball some of the items on it. They deal a lot with murder memorabilia and stuff like that from serial killers and stuff. And Charlie Manson's dentures were like $50,000 too.
Hey, Zach can afford it.
Oh yeah, and here's the thing, you know, I think it's best having them at a nice museum where people can appreciate them rather than locked up in storage waiting for someone to buy them.
Yeah.
You know I mean,
stored away not to be seen. Yeah. He's not glorifying. He's just.
No.
It's a macabre history that's just there. It's a story to be told, I suppose. Yeah.
He's passing the history.
Yeah, but
he emphasised he wasn't glorifying murderers or rapists either. I believe that because he's a pretty coming from a pretty genuine guy. You know, so.
Have you seen his museum? The pictures that I'm assuming you have. It's sort of like like you say, certainly part of his museum. It's got the jail really bad guys, and it's got a Star Wall like Temple and all that guys. What you was talking about, this, that, and the other. I don't know how he does it, but yeah.
Money.
He's got some coin.
The red is the dollars.
He has, but he's doing the right way because he's just like in the museum. Like he does like what you call it? It's like a little story. What he's saying, this, that, and the other. The bad guys with what you guys are on about, and in his museum, he's got a sell this, that, and the other of the worst criminals what you can think of, and the horrific horror what they cause, this, that, and the other. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's no, a lot of the ways it goes around things. I mean, it's because he did an offshoot from JSC, didn't he? He did what was it called? Oh God, what's it called?
Deadly Possessions. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, Aftershocks as well. That's right as well. He did that.
Yeah, he did that one too. Yeah. Now the one
was that a lot to do with what he bought at the museum anyway. He was showing what he bought and the artifacts. I mean, dolls. He hates dolls and clowns, and he buys all these friggin' dolls, Steve. He's got a thing about clowns. And I think dolls, you can't see. They creep the hell out of him. Come on, who how things like who you know what doesn't creep you out with dolls and clowns anyway? For people in general, like, Christ, they're creepy as hell. Yeah. Was there a murderer dressed up as a clown as well? He got one of his the mask got something to do with that, some artifact in one of his museums as well. I think. This is Zach.
I have a few things from criminal
clown murdering kids or something stupid like that. Horrible. Oh, terrific, horrific. Yeah. But like I said, I must emphasise. He said he wasn't. I agree. I believe him. He's not glorifying these groups of murderers anyway. You know.
No, that Mark.
Yeah.
What you call it? Steve, what you call? Oh, I can't pronounce it. The artifacts what you got in your museum, it will be. Do you know what I mean? Be the same.
What's that?
Say again, Kieran.
With the museum and the artifacts, they're the artifacts. Do you get the like donated certain stuff what people can't handle?
Yes.
Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah.
Because
get these things off my hand. They're
what? I couldn't handle that.
Go get it rid of them.
No, I couldn't handle someone donated me like here's a haunted doll. I'm assuming you got to put it in your haunted museum. You got to put it somewhere where I don't know.
It's going to go. It's displayed. I don't know. I mean,
No, it could be displayed, locked up on this, that, and the I don't know.
yeah, but I think Steve had a good point there. At least with his good self, Steve, and that they're not storing these items where they're on display. So, and you're not glorifying like that. You're not glorifying me either, are you, Steve?
This is a good side to see about how to do things, because you know what, with these famous stars, this there, and do you know what I mean?
What's that? I didn't understand the question.
No.
No, I mean with Steve with his museum and sort of, you see how the story, because sometimes when you see on TV, you see what you were saying about Mark with Ghost Ventures.
Yeah,
it's good to see from the other side where you ain't a big massive channel, you ain't out there, you ain't, if you know what I mean.
you're just not you're not a big gun, but you're doing the same what Zach's saying. Is what Zach is doing. Is that what he's saying? Is it? Yeah. I see. Yeah. That's good. You have to be a big gun to do the similar thing like you do with a museum, Steve. So that's what Kieran's saying. Yeah.
But I won't see anyone else do that type of stuff unless you know what you're doing.
So is it a big premises you got all this stuff on, Steve? Concerning your museum and artifacts or what? Yeah.
I don't understand the question.
No, but have you got a museum? Got a museum with artifacts? Is it a big premises that you got showing the artifacts?
Oh, like items that are really, really haunted.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I have quite a few. I myself and a few other people in the community that collect the haunted items. I feel we look at it. There's charged items.
Yeah.
And there's haunted items. Charged items, my opinion, my view on it, with the years I've been collecting. I feel items that we have recorded, documented, that there's like energy attached to it, like the K2 meter or an EMF or a Mel meter, and it shows that there's a charge to it. We consider that charged. Now, until we hit an item that's charged that also we actually end up getting an intelligent response from.
Yeah.
Like if you're here, light the meter up, back away, then it goes off, back and stuff like that. Then I would comfortably categorize it as potentially haunted.
Yeah.
It's an easier way to kind of filter items that have what I feel and have documented that have an intelligent energy or entity attached to it, comparing it to, say, like some of my sod collection or something like that, where there's energy attached to it, but no intelligent communication has been made up until that point in time.
I see. All right. So you got quite a vast collection there. Pretty good.
So I would say probably maybe to give you a top 5 haunted items that we have here in the museum would let me think. Probably the execution cap, the portrait of Annie. Yeah. We have a doll named Betsy Bell.
Yeah.
The 666 Bible, which was donated, and I'm going to go ahead and probably say the effigy doll that was removed from a location here in the area that was. There's a lot of negative attached to it, and it's moved 3 times at that location, and it's actually shifted twice where you could hear it because we keep it in a glass cube. Oh yeah, we've heard it shift or move somehow here in the museum.
I think there's the same thing with certain dolls. What's the doll? The doll he's got. He puts the glass case as well. It's very. He's deemed it dangerous. I can't remember the name. Which doll has he got? He's got so many. Peggy. Hey, Peggy. That's right. Yeah.
It's on my bucket list. I want to go see his museum really, really bad.
Peggy. This is Peggy, and she's so dangerous. I get her in glass or perspex. I read the thing is a shape perspex on glass. There's bulletproof as well because you never know. But seriously, oh god, a doll. Yeah, it's got a very scary looking face as well. I've seen it. Unbelievable. It's so diverse what the things he's got on that music. just blow your eye. Yeah.
The main thing I want to see there is the cauldron from the Ed Gein murder farm.
The what? Sorry.
He has a cauldron that's from the Ed Gein murder farm. Ed Gein was.
Oh my god! Oh, with the actual cauldron, bloody hell!
So yeah, it's
nothing's nothing. Nothing's nothing gets past. There's no exception with was that there at all? There's no. Everything goes, isn't it? Oh yeah, indeed, yeah. He must be. I mean, what's his next goals? He seems to be doing everything in the paranormal field. What's next? I don't know what next he's got on his bucket list. What's he going to do? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm always anxious and curious to see what his next project is.
Move the Lizzie Borden house brick by brick to was it Las Vegas?
I wouldn't put it past him.
Oh my god! I'm going to give my ideas now. I'm going to buy the Lizzie Borden house and then move it brick by brick all the way to Las Vegas. I'm going to build a fake one. Everything. Oh, just some of these houses, they just yeah. Just know what's gone inside them. Things, horrific things, and I wouldn't put it past me if you moved something like a historic house and buy the house up and move whatever. Something's happened horrible there and move it brick by brick. I think I might have given you an idea. Give me an idea. Like you said, I wouldn't put it past him at all. Yeah.
He's the type of guy I would put money on. Who his brain's always moving. He's always thinking. He's always trying to.
Yeah.
He's I feel a very creative person.
Yeah, he's one step ahead of the game. That's definitely true. Though, yeah. I think he has to be that. He's not resting on his laurels. He's the next. He's always a step ahead of everything else. Nobody knows what he's going to do. That's right.
Right.
But he's the rest of the other people. Programs have gone by the wayside. He's still, Ghost Events is still going strong.
You only got one life to live. You better as well get it all in one.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. I mean, he didn't. When Dick Groff left, he just carried on. The personnel within, was it Billy Tolley and Jay Wasley? He just was extra investigators, but they were sort of they were the blokes who were the kind of the tech guys, weren't they? Kind of thing, weren't they?
Yeah.
But they didn't. They did all the investigating. Sorry.
I didn't get to meet them though.
No, they were tech guys. He just recruited within, didn't recruit from the outside, did it?
Which I think is kind of smart because they already had an idea how he does things, how the Ghost Adventures show is structured, so that way you don't have to really train.
That's right, because when Nick or somebody else was ill or went off for a bereavement, they'd fill in or they get Bill Chappell, whatever. They just. Or it was Billy Tolley, or like I said, it's and Jay Wasley. He was enriched anyway, so he didn't have to look further afield. Just recruit within, and the show, I say, survived and carried on since. Yeah. And we've been going since 2000. Is it 2008? Is it? I don't know. Yeah, quite a long time. Yeah.
I'm not sure. Been a while. I know I think their pilot episode technically was. Actually, here at the West Virginia State Penitentiary, I'm pretty sure it was their pilot episode, even though it was structured in a different order for the actual scheduling of the episodes for the show for the channel. But I'm pretty sure that's what I heard, and that was just before I started working there.
Yeah, that's some place and a half, isn't it? God, that's a big place there. God,
it's 10 acres inside the yard. It's 4 city blocks wide.
Good Lord.
It was actually nicknamed by our Department of Justice Blood Alley due to the severe violence and the bloodshed in it.
Good Lord.
I mean,
it could make something even worse going in there. They're real bad. They're just a minor misdemeanor going in there. They'd be creating worse, well, inside when worse coming out. Yeah.
You have one of the most violent institutions in the nation that was built over Native American burial ground, which lies on a ley line and has underground streams of water feeding into the Ohio River, which creates.
That's what you're saying, isn't it?
It's a kooky old place.
Yeah, it must be that because you got all that going on beforehand before anything was built there. That's exactly, yeah. Oh, wow! I never knew that. That's just maybe good. That's
there's a lot that plays into it. There's a lot that plays into that.
Does give you a good chill there.
Even inmates that we've interviewed in the past, PQ, for different projects, even inmates that served time there reported having odd stuff happen in their cells and throughout the facility. Even officers said lights would turn on, lights would turn off, and no one hit the switches. One of them was working one of the towers in the north yard, looked down on the yard and saw the silhouette around dusk, saw a silhouette of a person walking out on the yard. So he radioed down to the yard officer, and he looked, no one's out on the yard, and all head counts accounted for. So the ghost stories didn't start after it closed. They were already going on, even when it was an active penitentiary.
Oh, it was actually active. I see. It wasn't just all the whole happening afterwards. But it was still a running prison. I see.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And another aspect of that, between 1885 to 1887, the warden there was John Peck, and he got in trouble for what he was doing. The assistant warden, his last name was Wilkerson, quit his job and exposed what Peck was doing there in the Cincinnati Enquirer, November 30th, 1886, in their newspaper.
Oh, God.
And he said Peck was using forms of what he called punishment that would make the Spanish Inquisition look like child's play in comparison. So two of the main things that Peck was using for punishment, per se, was a kicking jenny and the shoe fly. Now, the shoe fly, the inmate was put into a rack and pinion, and he couldn't move his head in any direction, and they would waterboard the inmate to the point where some of them actually drowned.
Good Lord.
Now, the the kicking jenny, was half of an arc. Like if you go to a fitness, like a gym, and you see an incline bench press, that little arc bench.
Yeah.
Well, picture something a little bit higher, but it's arced instead of flat, like that.
Yeah.
Bolted into the ground. Well, they used something like that. That was part of the kicking jenny. The individual, the inmate, they removed his shirt and stood him where the decline would come down toward his knees, and then they would shackle his feet to the ground, lay him over the board, and they would pull on his arms down to the ground and shackle him to the ground to the point where their arms were almost dislocated at the shoulders. So the skin on the back is real tight that way. The warden himself would take a whip. It might be a rat tail design or a cat and nine design.
Yeah.
Take that leather whip, soak it in water, roll it in sand, and he would whip that inmate until he was tired. And there were reports where if the inmate survived the whippings, they would carry open wound scarring for almost a year after the beatings. And many of them died on that. And the kicker with the story is, these were not legal, obviously. The deaths basically were murders. And because Wilkerson exposed this, they asked Wilkerson, well, how many died from this? He says, I can't remember all the names, because he was opposed to it. But he said a minimum of 2 inmates died per month for 2 years.
Yeah.
Just from those beatings. So that's around 48 to 50 people on a low average. And the individual doing the interview asked him, well, where are the bodies at? He said, well, they were still building the prison, so they buried those minimum of 48 to 50 people inside the prison foundation. No. So when you read up and do your research where it says 998 documented deaths, that's why there's a big underline underneath documented, because the minimum 40 to 50 were not documented.
There's a lot more than that was documented, yeah.
Right.
Lord.
It was literally considered at hell on earth, which of course there's other locations that can quite justifyingly use that term. Yeah. But this penitentiary was definitely one of them.
Yeah, true. Horrific. God, you wonder who the real criminals were, really, guys. Yeah.
You had criminals on both sides of the bars, I think.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it. Yeah.
I mean, there were some officers that were very, very decent people.
Yeah.
And you also had some inmates that got out of the prison and turned their lives around and led good lives. But
considering what they went
the
through,
majority of it, it was just a nasty, nasty place to be. It was actually closed because it was deemed cruel and unusual punishment.
When did it close again? Sorry,
March of 1995.
it's quite recent though. It's 24 years.
Yeah, it started in the summer of 1866.
Good God. So it's nearly 120 odd years, isn't it?
I think it was
130 years. Sorry, 29 years. Sorry. Yeah. Bloody hell. Nearly 130 years of in use. Bloody hell. Horrific. Should have closed sooner, right?
Very, very rough place to serve time.
Yeah. Quite recently, really, isn't it? It's 24 years. 1995.
Yep.
After nearly 130 years.
We actually have a prison. I think it's still in use. It's Sing Sing is still open here in the States, and I think it opened around 1827, and it's still open.
Well, it's nearly 200 years ago. Bloody hell. Yeah, frightening stuff. Hey, I was just checking if Kieran's still with us. Are you still with us, Kieran? I feel like I'm holding a seance there. Who's still with us? Kieran, are you still there? Hello?
If you're still here, can you make a sound for us so we know that you're here?
Can you knock twice? Yes, or knock once? But there again, you wouldn't knock once because you wouldn't be here, would you?
Yeah, I'm still here. Sorry, I do apologise. I'm still here, and it's my end, not your end. You two are doing.
Hey, don't you make excuses about your end. My end's absolutely fine. This end is pretty good. So far, yeah, with a few bit of audio problems in it, but got to sort it out anyway. So
I lost your visual there, Marcus.
Oh, did you?
I can't see you.
You can't see me. What have I done? Hang on. Well, I can still see myself though, because that little picture you see of me is how you see me in the whole picture, isn't it? Of course. Yeah.
There we go.
Steve, I lost you. Hang on.
Well, I can see you now.
You can see me, right? Kieran's remaining anonymous.
Well, I ain't seen that person before, but I should report it to the FBI or someone. It should be illegal to be on the internet.
Kieran is a vibrating circle that says normal talk. CWPTR.
That's right. That's right. Vibrating circle. Yeah. He's had issues with these. He's had issues with the audio or was it visual? Well, online issues anyway. So
technology don't agree with
well, yeah. Don't tell me. I don't know. I'm not very.
They don't.
What's the word? Very sort of basic with me as well. So just get by anyway. Facebook and all this and that, you know. So
pay £200 for a mixer. You pay £80 for a microphone. Then you pay for this, that, and the other for your audio interface and this, that, and the other. Nothing wants to work tonight.
You could have cut it cheaper. I don't know. It's the look of the draw. You're not necessarily what you pay out gets what the end results. Not always the case. The buy something probably because something cheaper may be quite, it might be acceptable, you know.
But I definitely know what you're speaking tonight. People enjoying what you are talking about tonight because it's been very interesting. Certain stuff what I never knew about. I was like,
now.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's mind-boggling because it does. You think about, like you were saying, this, that, and that. How the old times, like this, that, and that. It's just how we come forward to now, and then at the same time, it's amazing what kind of research what we come over tonight, and sort of like how to do things, how not to do things, this, that, and the other. Are people here for, like you say, social media, the glory, and this, like, how many subs? Like, person myself, I just want to know the truth. I ain't got, or shall I say, me and Mark ain't got so fans, but they do support our channel because they're in it for
you're plugging there. Behave.
they in it. They're in it for the right reasons, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And our brilliant guest tonight is to explain how to do the right ring.
I thought you were on about me.
Right?
How dare you?
No, not like you, Mark.
I'm only joking.
How to do the right things, how not to do the wrong things, if you know what I mean. And you stay true to yourself. You don't get to this field because you want to get this, that, and everything, you know what I mean?
No, I don't.
But yeah, it's been amazing. I'm still trying to take everything in at the same time what I've been listening tonight. Go on, Mark.
Oh yeah, sorry, finished. All right. You say I completely lost me. So yeah, is there any way to saying I can't remember? I can try to think now. So you enjoy what you do anyway, don't you? You wouldn't, is that your is it that's one of your main hobbies then? Is it as a whole then? Yeah.
I'd say it's a hobby.
Yeah.
Close. I know it's.
You get paid for it anyway. Many get paid for it. There's a few and far between. This year's Zach Bagans.
I think passion and hobby are very closely entwined with my.
It's very great. Inextricably linked, aren't they? Very, yeah.
I think a lot of times they define each other, just two different words.
I think it's just that people are just trying to confuse it. It's the same bloody thing. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I come to work here. I don't know. Am I going to get something brought in, or am I going to get a call say, "Hey, can you come get this?" It's when at your convenience, and then even more so, looking forward to whenever my best friends and I get a chance to go investigate a place we haven't been to before.
Yeah.
You know, and it's always a blast.
Because as well as it's not just paranormal history. I think it's inextricably linked with paranormal. It goes hand in hand with the paranormal as well, doesn't it? History as well, because people who are into the paranormal love the history elements of it as well. Because they both do go hand in hand. I know that, yeah. And that's what draws me to it as well. I'm learning something about a place, and also the goings on, paranormal goings on, but learning the history of the place at the same time. So it's great. It's great that people like you got YouTube, all these wonderful teams, go to these places and they discuss the history of the place. These places I wouldn't have known before, and the history and the investigating. It's brilliant. It's showing a whole new world up. It opened a whole new world up for me. It really did.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can honestly say I know from my standpoint, just getting into doing the research and learning about it, you'll never look at life the same way again. So
no, you don't. It's true. Yeah.
And also from my end, I mean, I come again from a Christian background, a Christian standpoint, and I feel I've lost a lot of friends because of that. I've also gained a lot of friends in the same token.
Yeah.
But for me personally, it's helped. It's helped with my prayer life, me realizing that there's definitely something beyond the world that we know, the life that we know is, and there's the fine line of faith, what you feel is going to be there and what you're hoping is going to be on that side. But you're never going to know 100% until your time comes.
I've stared death in the face each day because I'm opposite a crematorium. As I speak, I've got the people. These energy lights. They're glowing around the place. It's you can see them at night now. Unbelievable. So I'm opposite a crematorium as well. All my family and members are buried. That's clear. So, as a kid, I always referred to the City of the Dead, and with the living here, that was the City of the Dead. But
there's an old magazine article about Moundsville, and because of the mounds and everything, the author referred to it as the city of the dead.
I don't know if I'll be able to go grasp it yet. I can see that out there from here.
Between 6 to 8 burial formations in it.
That's the crematorium there. They got the fencing, the hedges there, and the fence. Can't see the lights there because I'm more on the left hand side there. But there's a lot of the time there's a glowing lights going on there. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Right? I think you can see that. You see any glowing lights? That's those energy kind of lights that harness the energy of the sunlight. You know, they gather energy of the day and glow day and night, don't they? Yeah. There we go. That's the one. You can see that.
Yeah.
It's fenced off now. There's more trees there. They got rid of the trees, so when you wake up in the morning, you see more of the graves and people paying their respects. It's kind of mixed. But other nights you see all these. I don't know. Do you see all the glowing lights? Those torches, those energy solar torches, like they call them. Do you know if you made that?
Sounds like an amazing view.
It's kind of mixed. It's all creepy now. Sometimes you see lots of more glowing. Well, these energy source lights by the graves, and sometimes they just seem to light up the place. Sometimes, depending how. Imagine a hot day like this. I'm surprised there weren't actually any more. Actually, but they're kind of like creepy and kind of romantic in a way. It's mixed, really. Yeah. Back to me, I'm so excuse me. So I'm actually literally staring death in the face every day when I wake up. But it's a lovely view. Lovely in the daytime. We've got a lovely crematorium. It's not an old cemetery. It's opened in 1943, so it's relatively young considering Coventry's oldest cemetery dates back to 100. Predates it. London Row Cemetery predates Camden Crematorium by 100 years, so 1840s. So that's a creepy old place. I've been there. All the lodge, the old 1840s lodge there, and that's someplace.
Well, I'm ever over there, I'll definitely have to check it out.
London Row Cemetery, that goes back in 1843. They got the I did an investigation there. The graves for the. I didn't feel comfortable about it. The people who died in the bombings. There was a mass grave there, and I did an EVP session there. August last year. Didn't feel really comfortable with it because it's an old graveyard, but it's just a lot of it's disused, but still some of it's still operating. Other parts of it are still in use. So I didn't feel comfortable doing it, but I didn't get anything anyway. But kind of mixed kind of feeling about it. Really, didn't feel comfortable. I didn't feel that was a good idea at the time, but. Well, these people had died 70 years before, and they may be still. I don't know. Because usually I do sort of graves, old graves of people who don't come and visit them anymore. You know, they're all out of living memory. Like, you know, there's no anybody come here to pay the tribute. Like, you know.
We have that over here too. A good bit.
I got principles. I feel a bit. I don't know. It's kind of strange. Yeah. I won't do it to any new graves. If people, relatives are going over there and whatever. It's funny with me. I don't know. If it's a real disused cemetery and nobody's been buried there for 50 years, okay, that's fine. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, what are you stinging at? I can hear you. But it's problematic with me sometimes. Depends. It really kind of varies. Of course, I got no response. So I think And how many people were buried in that mass grave? I don't know. That bombing in '94. I don't know. It's a funny one, though. But you never know. I could probably go back another time and get a response.